The board, please adhere to the following. Complete a pink card, which is one of these guys. And pass it to Claire. Address the board from the microphone provided, only one person at a time, and limit your discussion to allow others to speak. 3 minutes maximum. The same rules apply. You'll be getting the 1 minute, 40, 30-second warning, and then time's up. If you have more to say, please put your comments down or questions in writing. Is it possible that during the open forum your questions and concerns may not be addressed by the board? The board will respond to you within 2 weeks. Our timekeeper is Jake Madsen, and we'll do this for 1 minute, 30 seconds, and time's up. Okay, if time's up, I'll ask you to finish your comments so we can move on to the next person. The meeting is now open for comments. Please speak. State your name. When I call you, come on up to the microphone. Okay, Joseph. Can't pronounce the last name. Ketchup.
Is it still on? All right. Hey everybody, my name is Joseph Kachuk. I've lived here, I don't know, 7, 8 years, something like that. I've served on the board before. I've served in various committees, things like that. I can understand that there's, if you hear from someone that's, been on the board or committee, like maybe I shouldn't trust them. Maybe they're part of the, good old boy network or something like that. But then on the other hand, if you hear somebody that hasn't been involved, you wonder, do they even know what they're talking about? So take what I say with a grain of salt, I guess. There's been a lot of talk about aesthetics and that kind of thing. I've been on the receiving end of stuff. I was even unemployed for a year, and my wife was unemployed for most of that time as well. Really tough and difficult time. We had to repaint our house, repair some of the siding on the sides of our house, and things like that. It was really expensive. At no time have I ever felt like targeted by the HOA. I call them up, I talk with them, they're extremely reasonable. I've always felt like I was heard. That's just my experience, maybe you have a different one, but my 2 cents there. I've always felt like there was no pressure. They're very lenient, very easy to say, okay, what do you need? That kind of thing. In that same strain of thought, if any of you come into a situation where you feel like, I have a problem with my house, my property, whatever, I just need some extra labor, give me a call. You can talk to the HOA, they have my number, I'll come and help you out. And I can find other people that'll help you out. And I'm sure the HOA will do that as well. So there it is. I want to say a thank you to everyone, on the HOA board, employees, that kind of thing, everyone that puts in time, especially volunteer time, to help out our HOA, even though there's difficulty, even though it takes a long time. Like I said, I've been on the board before, I know how it works. I appreciate that everything I've witnessed has been on the up and up, and people trying to help people. It's never been about, again, what I've witnessed, let's see how we can get these guys and whatever. It's about how can we balance our responsibility to the HOA people so that we have a beautiful place to live versus getting people to comply and kind of, being the bad guy in a sense of that terminology. Anyway, I just want to give a big thanks again. If anyone needs any help, give me a call. Thank you.
Lisa Weaver. She on. Robert Coates.
That was for the other.
Okay. Ron. Delane?
How about Delzer?
Pardon?
Delzer?
D-E-L-Z-E-R. Oh, D-E-L-Z-E-R, yeah.
That'd be me.
Okay. I see you wrote it. I was trying to read your script. I saw you writing now. I should have read that.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
This is a pretty open question. Do we have, in Twin Lakes community, a noise ordinance?
Hi.
And if we do, How do we go about getting it enforced? We have a case in point in back of us. Wrote a letter to the people that live there. They got a teenage kid that likes to do beer parties and keeps us up at night because he wants to open up the deck and play the music outside. So we wrote them a letter and they said, never happened again. Parties are all gone. So about a month ago they started because it's summertime now. So that's it. That's my question.
Have you kind?
Kevin, can I address that? In these situations, associations really don't have an ordinance in terms of like noise. What you have in your covenants is a nuisance clause, which basically says if somebody is doing something on their property that's a nuisance to others, such as noise, that can be enforced. The other thing, of course, too, is you always have the right to call the police and say, would you please come out? These guys behind us are going nuts all the time. They're partying right now. And usually, unless they've got some big thing going on, the police will come. So it's a nuisance thing, but not something that specifically mentions noise.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and contact the office, because we have set letters for, because it isn't that. Oh, okay.
Okay, so, Chris. Sigmund?
So I just have a couple questions. I was reading through the community and public relations fact sheet that was done last year. And again, I'm new, it's probably one of the newest. I moved in January, so I just have a couple questions on that. Everything I read in there, to me, has nothing to do with the public, but has to do with the community. And so everything has to do with everything that's been done has been for the members of the homeowners association. I don't see anything listed on that as to do with the public. And the question I have is, and from what I've heard from some of my neighbors, there's been an issue back and forth with the homeowners association and the country club. And so is there, from just different things, and I won't go into detail because most of you probably already know what they are. My question is there a committee that works as a liaison with the homeowners association and the country club, first of all?
Yes, the public committee does. They deal with stuff to the public. I don't know if he wants to address that.
We've had some meetings. There's been change of hands of management here at the club, and there is a new manager. So last year we were in the process of trying to come up with more events between the homeowners and the club here. And then that manager was left, and there's not been any further discussion since there's been so much personnel change.
Okay, so if I give you my contact information, I can look to being on that committee.
This is for us meeting the management from here, the country club, and there has not been any. But yeah, if you want to.
Because this is just with me. My wife and I took a tour of the place, and yes, it's very beautiful, but no one under the age of 40 will ever join. So I walked in and I said, well, I'm not wasting my money here. And so part of moving into the area was that we have a beautiful view. I can't beat the view I have out of my deck. But also, that I'm so close to a golf course, and wait, I can become a member. Oh, this is really cool. And I walk in and I go, yeah, if I was retired, it'd be perfect. No offense to already retired. But I work full time, and the only thing that was that I wanted was the gym and all this other stuff, which that's a side note, of course. But I was just wondering if there is.
That's not
Right, but I know that liaison, there could be money raised in college I did that all the time. So, but I want to be a part of that, so I just get in contact with you to do that. And other things to do with the public, because everything listed there. I'm a professional musician as well as working for the government. I wear a lot of hats and facets of it. You can talk to my neighbor Don, he knows that. But I think a lot of this is that, again, the fact that motion passed as far as the bylaw changes, we're all here together, we're the ones making the decision. If people don't want to make the decision, they just don't show up. So thank you for all that came, and I'm glad I moved to the neighborhood, so thank you.
I just want to make a quick comment about as both people know, the golf course is separate from the Twin Lakes HOA. We're completely separate boards. We do different things. Money doesn't change hands, even though we have worked in conjunction with them as a meeting here. We have a pancake breakfast and other things. Go ahead.
Two quick questions. One, is there any verbiage in our bylaws with regard to a certain percentage of rentals?
No.
Nothing.
No.
So we can just go forever.